Hello! Okay, so we're gonna start by sketching just to really analyze all of the different shapes in the plant. You know, it has this beautiful trumpet petal or petals, I'm not sure. And because it's in the potato family, it has these beautiful heart-shaped leaves, and it's a vine, it's a climber, so it's got the twirliness going on. Then after that, we'll mix the colors. The ones that you just saw in my garden are this beautiful light purple color with a little bit of blue, and then you got that pink in the middle. So yeah, anyways, let's get going. Thanks again for being here, and yeah, let's get going. Okay, I'm just using a 2B pencil and an eraser. I've already sketched a little bit just to study the plant on my own and really focus. And I'm drawing right now on Canson Mixed Media A5 paper. It's 300 GSM, and if you notice, I turned it over because one side is a little bit toothier than the other side, and I prefer to use the smoother side to draw and paint. In terms of shapes, I noticed the petals are like rounded pentagons with slight ridges where the petals fuse together, creating this star that we see in the middle. The center of the star, or the opening of the funnel, has a different form and position depending on the angle of the flower. I did the vines more abstractly and with its own character, as I imagined them as having the most life and movement. And finally, the buds are long triangles with rounded tips and swirl lines. I didn't draw them here, but added them to the final composition. So let's sketch that final composition in the next 40 seconds. Okay, I'm going to be painting with Winsor & Newton gouache. I'm gonna start with with blue and red, and I expect to be mixing a lot more blue. I'm also expecting to use quite a bit of I keep dropping everything. Quite a bit of white, because you may know that with gouache, when you paint lighter, it's going to dry darker, and when you paint darker, it's going to dry lighter. So yeah, since the color of the flowers are a very, very light color, I anticipate having to use a lot more white than I think. Then I have these little glass jars for my water, because I learned that one is for the dirty water and then one is for clean water, because then your brush will have clean water when you're getting new color and it won't be tainted with like the color of the dirty water. That makes sense. And I have this size 1 brush and a size 000 brush. Forgot to say that I use this old rag to dab the excess water off my paintbrushes, because, you know, trees are our friends and paper towels are just, they're too much. So yeah, let's get painting. just dropping in because I've made a number of mistakes while painting. And before I get to the end of the painting, I thought I would just share some of the mistakes I've made. Not all of them because I've made way too many, but the top 3. So remember I said that I would be having to use more white than I would think, or that I see while I'm mixing. Yeah, I actually had to add even more white in. Another mistake I made that you might have seen is that I found that the shape of the flowers, even though they looked fine to me while I was sketching, they were just a little bit not round enough. And the morning glory flower, to me, like the main shape that's being expressed is a circle, and I just wasn't getting the circle vibes. So then I added more paint to cover some of the ridges and make it a little bit more circular. So yeah, those are the big 2. And then another is like a little bit difficult to explain. So I used many different references for the flowers, and every reference had a different color of morning glory and different lighting situations. But obviously for my composition, it's all in one lighting situation. So when it came to shading, I was like, oh my goodness, I have to really think, where is the sun hitting everything? And so in the end, I ended up taking more reference pictures of my actual flowers, which I'm basing these off of, so that I can get more accurate coloring. For example, the shading in the funnels, I think that these funnels are a little bit too dark, and now I get a much better sense of the colors that I need to use. So you'll see me fixing that up. Yeah, anyways, let's finish up this painting and get to the end of it. Okay, so we're finally done. By the way, I'm sorry for this annoying mic setup. I had it tucked in for the other shots, like in my shirt, but it was so close to my body that you could actually hear my heart beating. I was like, oh no, and I didn't realize until I was editing. Now we have this beautiful robot arm. I think this is good. I'm happy with it. I don't know the exact time, but I think this took me about 8 hours, which is a little bit embarrassing. I hope to get faster one day. I'm gonna say it's okay. This was a really nice exercise. Thank you for coming along with me. I hope this was interesting for you. Thank you for spending this time with me, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.